Hello there and welcome to the Vid Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome on to the channel, everybody. And it's a match preview. Today we're talking Brentford. We're talking Leeds against Brentford in this video here today. Now, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and let's get into it. Leave me your thoughts in the comments there below. And yeah, you go into Brentford tomorrow. Are there any Brentford fans in here watching? Give me your thoughts on the season so far. How you think Andrew is doing, Mr. Keith Andrew is doing, and your hopes to stave off a potential relegation, maybe. I'm not sure. Not at the moment. They're doing okay. But anyway, do you have fears that you're going to slip into a relegation battle? Let's see what you're feeling in the comments there below. But anyway, so Leeds face Brentford. It's a Sunday, the 14th of December. It's a 4:30 kickoff down in London on this weekend. Leeds looking to keep the little run going. The little run going of 2 games undefeated. Ellen Road has been a cauldron over the last week or so, with Chelsea falling and then getting that heroic point against Liverpool at Ellen Road. Hopefully Leeds can really keep that run going and get something from Brentford, because on paper Brentford is an easier game, as none of these games are easy, are they? But by the letter of the law, in terms of football terms, Brentford away is probably easier than Chelsea and Liverpool at home put together. But his home games, we famously don't travel away very well away from home, and famously we don't travel to London very well. Leeds have actually lost the last 9 Premier League games in London. In fact, the last time Leeds won in London was that famous day away at Brentford in May of 2022. We all know the story. Leeds had to get a positive result and hope that Burnley lost to Newcastle. Burnley did lose to Newcastle, and Leeds got a positive result at Brentford, which did seem unlikely at the time, but we did go to Brentford and win. I think a draw would have been enough for Leeds on that occasion, but Jack Harrison's deflected effort from that corner kick in the last minutes of the game secured a win and secured it once and for all for Leeds United to stay in the Premier League for the 22-23 season, which we did eventually get relegated in anyway. So there you go. But that was a famous game. But that is, in fact, the last time Leeds United won in London 3.5 years ago. 9 games, we've lost all 9. Yeah, don't travel to London well at all. But it's a good time to get, to stop that little run of form, because Leeds are on a high. A couple of points, really, really important points. A couple of good results, important points gained. And if we beat Brentford on Sunday, we do go within a point of them. They've got 19 points. We would have 18 with a win. Would be a very valuable 3 points. And I haven't seen I don't think Farke's done his press conference just yet, but I think there was doubts over Nemesha again, or whether he'll be ready or not. I don't know. But obviously the 3-5-2 has worked incredibly well. And hopefully he'll go with that again. And we look a lot more solid, a lot more dynamic up front, and able to score those goals. 8 goals scored, as we know, against those top-tier teams in the Premier League over the last couple of weeks now. So that was, hopefully we can ride that wave and keep going and get the goals in. As far as Brentford are concerned, very, very good at the Gtech, not very good away from home. They've lost the last two London oppositions, 2 London derbies, 1 to Arsenal, 1 to Tottenham last weekend, both 2-0 as well. So they're coming off the back of a back-to-back defeats. But Brentford are very, very good at the Gtech. Like I mentioned, only 1 defeat all season, and it was against Manchester City in a narrow 1-0 defeat. If you look at the other last 3 games of the Gtech, taking that one out, they have indeed won them all. They've scored 3 goals in the last the 3 goals in the last 4 of the last 5 home games, which is an incredible return, really. 3-1 against Burnley was the last home game. They beat Newcastle 3-1 before that. They beat Liverpool 3-2. And they beat Man United 3-1 as well. That's 4 of the last 5 home games. The only other one was that home defeat to Manchester City. So they're looking very, very good, scoring a lot of goals of late at home. They have got 21 goals this season, 2 more than what we have. We have scored 19. Our goals a little bit more shared out because that big man, Thiago, what a outlandish sort of career he's had playing in, what was it, Bulgaria, the second division, not too long ago. He was only second on the scoring charts, 2-1 only, the one and only Erling Haaland. At the moment, 11 goals, albeit 5 of them have been penalty kicks. Some of them in one game as well. They do seem to get a lot of penalties to Brentford. It's almost won a game at this point, but he still has to put them in. The big man has done really, really well. Had to wait a long time for his to get a run in the side, having come to Brentford. I think it was last summer, but he immediately got in a long-term injury and had to wait a little while for his debut. And now he's firing them in, almost at will. So he is a real handful we have to make sure we keep an eye out on and all the rest. Stay on your feet in the box as well, because, like I said, the referee looks to be wanting to give Brentford penalties this time round. Thiago and will, probably stick it in the back of the net. So we've got to watch out. He's very much a danger man, really. But if you look down the rest of the team, it's very similar to that of last time. And Brentford, you can say what you like about Keith Andrews. We all had a bit of a laugh, didn't we? And I think collectively as a football, the Premier League fans, I think, had a little bit of a laugh when you saw Keith Andrews replacing Thomas Frank, who of course went to Spurs, of course beat them last weekend at his new home. But, we all had a bit of a chuckle, didn't we? And said, well, that's probably them going to struggle there. With Keith Andrews, what's that about? Obviously, we know that he was there as a set-piece coach. He's had some coaching experience with Sheffield United a couple of years ago with Chris Wilder, and but he got given the job. And to be fair to them, I guess they know they're going to struggle. It's a long time since they've not been with Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank was a very big part of why they were doing so well, and suddenly he departs. You've got to say that Keith Andrews has done a very good job. Has done a very, very good job. At the moment, 19 points, sitting in 14th position. They'll probably take that at this current moment, and maybe they'll take that at the end of the season. Given it being a transition season, I don't think a lot of the fans were happy initially when Keith Andrews came in, but yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing a bit better, and the Gtech form is really is really the one that's keeping them going. Obviously, that's 12 points gained from the last 15 at home, so that's very, very good, and that's catapulted them up into the sort of safety of kind of mid-lower table at the moment. But if you keep Thiago quiet, we've got a real good chance of winning this game. 11 goals, only 10 goals are scored by I think 3 or 4 other players. You look at down the list. Next one to Thiago is 2 goals. I think that's or 3 goals. I think is Kevin Shard, but I think he's going to be injured for this game. I think so. You're looking at other players within that team attacking threats. Ottawa is a threat. You've got Damsgaard there as well. It's a very good, it's a well-oiled unit. It's a well-oiled team as Brentford, regardless of who the manager is. They know what they're doing. It's Premier League, quality now for some years. I think this is is it the 6th year in the Premier League, straight year in the Premier League? That's quite impressive for a team, the size of Brentford, and they've always done it well. You've got to respect them. They've done it really well. Bring it almost with the Brighton model, bringing players in for cheap, and then nurturing them up to a point where they then go on for higher money, and then you get somebody else in. But the machine keeps rolling, and it keeps churning out decent Premier League finishes, really. So, but I did envision them struggling a little bit this season. It's still young is the season. I do believe that they will struggle, Brentford, but I do think they have enough to stay up. Given the home form is so good, and you collect points off the teams around you, it will be difficult for Leeds United. And this is the thing that I have is, yeah, all right, Fark, I'll get off his back for now because we've got a couple of nice results against, great opposition in Liverpool and Chelsea, but there were home games. It is easy to get up for a home game when the crowd is raucous. It's a night game, which is special at Ellen Road, and you're playing up against Chelsea and Liverpool, where you're expected to get a beating, and so in some respects beaten well. Even though Liverpool aren't what they are, you'd still expect them to come, and particularly when they got into a 2-goal lead. Did fear the worst at that point, but managed to get back. But what I'm saying is it's kind of easy to get up for those games. Can you get up for Brentford away? Can you get up for Palace at home? Can you get up for Sunderland away, the same as you did those previous 2 games? Because for me, there's still question marks over Fark. If he wins on Sunday, then I think that's, particularly in my mind, it's like, we give him more time. But for me, the proof is not yet in the pudding. The 2 home games that we did so well and got 4 points off, excellent, fantastic. But can you back it up away at Brentford when this is your meat and potato games in the season? Really, this is the ones where you think, right, we've got to show our colours here. We've got to win games like this because these are potentially teams. Brentford, you look at Brentford, even Sunderland to some extent. You think win there, and we can bring these teams back in to the mire with us and get out of it ourselves. So there's still work definitely to be done, and I'm not yet sold on. Yeah, the Fark is the man so far. It's nearly there for me. If we win on Sunday, I think I will be pretty okay with Fark going ahead. But yeah, there's still sort of doubts in my mind. I think we just got to get our away form on track and just win the odd 1 or 2 here and there. I know we're not going to win all the games away from home, but we can at least win 1 or 2 here and there, get points on the board somewhere, and rely, obviously, as most promoted teams do, on the home form, which is only a natural thing to do because home form is your bread and butter in terms of, you've got to make it a cauldron and make it hard for teams to come to. But away form, you do need to, we really do need to pick it up. And hopefully they do that on Sunday, get some points on the board. And like I said, bring Brentford closer to us because I do believe that is a team that we can potentially, go up against for relegation kind of threatened sides and in the kind of bottom kind of few teams of the Premier League. We always talk about it being a little league that we need to get on the top of, and if we do, we stay up, and that's Brentford are one of those teams. So it's a crunch game for Leeds. If you look at historically, we don't. I said in London we don't travel well to London. We don't travel well to Brentford. I know we've had 2 previous games at the Gtech. One was famous, obviously, Leeds in Lilac and Rafinha with that penalty, and then Jack Harrison's late winner as Sergi Canos saw red, didn't he? He did equalise the game, then he saw red a few minutes later. That was a famous day. The other one was a slapping, and Ivan Toney had our number there. He gave us the run around. I think he scored a hat trick. We lost 5-2. The following season, and obviously relegation followed that at the end of that season. So hopefully we can do a lot better than we did on that day. But, if you look at we've only won that famous day in May of 22 was the only game we've won at Brentford in 10 games. I mean, that run stretches about 60 odd years, to be fair. But, we haven't played them much, down the years, obviously. It's only in the sort of 10s and 20s that we've been playing them, isn't it? So, championship games and obviously latterly Premier League games, but obviously not for a few years now. So, our form in Brentford is atrocious. as itself. Our form in London is atrocious. But it's a game. Who wants it more on the day? Because I believe that we can go toe-to-toe with Brentford, man for man, with the confidence that we've got over the last couple of games. And, I believe we can go there and win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Marching on together. And I'll see you on the next one.